I made a lot of mistakes. If you are in your 20s, please do not make these same mistakes. Welcome to Kun. In this video, I wanted to share the mistakes I made when I was younger, what I learned from them, and hopefully help you avoid making the same mistakes. The first mistake I made was using money as a metric instead of using it as a tool. There are two ways to use money, either as a tool to build a better life or as a metric to compare your success to other people. For most of my 20s, I used money as a metric. I spent a huge portion of my salary on a nice car, expensive clothes, and flashy, attention-grabbing things. At the time, I was working as an accountant and earning a good salary, and I was buying all of these really nice things. But deep inside, I felt empty. It was as if I was living on autopilot, trapped in a cycle of living only for the next paycheck or the next material possession. I did not realize I needed to change things until I hit rock bottom. If I wanted to leave the life I was living and quit the job I hated in order to pursue any kind of risky opportunity, I needed to build a solid financial safety net first. So I stopped spending money to impress other people and instead started saving a huge amount every single month. Eventually, I built enough of a safety net to leave the job I hated and live the life I had always dreamed about. I will make another video explaining in detail how I did it, but at its core, this was the moment I truly understood that money is not everything, and changing your relationship with money is not easy. However, when you use money to build a fulfilling life on your own terms, focusing on saving and putting the right systems in place becomes one of the most powerful changes you can make in a single year. Secondly, in your 20s, you are often pressured to choose a side. You are constantly bombarded with expectations and misconceptions about how you are supposed to spend this so-called defining decade of your life. On one side, people tell you that you should enjoy life, find yourself, and fully experience everything. On the other side, hustle culture takes over and tells you that these years are a golden opportunity to work relentlessly while you are still free from bigger responsibilities. Most people feel like they can only choose one side. Looking back at my 20s now, I realize that for at least 5 years, I completely lost my balance and buried myself in work. At first, when I got caught up in hustle culture, I focused entirely on checking every box, earning qualifications, climbing the corporate ladder, and landing my dream job. But later, I discovered that it was never actually my dream. I put enormous pressure on myself and convinced myself that I had to have everything figured out by a certain age. I became so obsessed with reaching the next milestone that I lost the ability to slow down and enjoy the journey because I believed all the happiness I needed would come from those achievements. And nobody tells you this. If you measure your happiness only by your achievements, you place your joy inside a box. And that box keeps getting smaller until one day you look back and wonder where the joy of the journey went. So if I could speak to my younger self, I would say this. It is okay if it takes a little longer to get where you want to go. If slowing down allows you to enjoy the journey more, then it is worth it. Third, stop caring about what other people think of you. This was the thing that held me back the most and slowed down my growth more than anything else. If there is only one thing I could tell you to take away from this video, it would be this. Stop caring about what other people think of you, because once you do that, your life will look completely different. I spent far too much time worrying about how I appeared to other people, and because of that, I initially chose a career that everyone around me was choosing. That is also why I waited so long to start my YouTube channel. I even hid my YouTube channel from my coworkers. I wish I could tell you to just do what you want because nobody will care, nobody will say anything, and nobody will laugh at you, but that is probably not true. People will laugh, they will make comments, and they will talk about you. That will happen because people love to belittle what others are doing. They also love to make fun of each other. But is that really enough to stop you from living your life? There is a quote that truly helped me through this phase. A millionaire will not judge you for starting a business. A bodybuilder will not judge you for exercising. And a professional athlete will not judge you for playing sports. But the people who never get anywhere are always the ones who want to judge you for trying to do something with your life. The sooner you stop caring about what they think, the happier you will become. Trust me. The fourth mistake is following the default path that is laid out for you. There is a default path created for all of us by society, our families, and even the education system. That path usually includes going to school, getting a stable job, climbing the corporate ladder, getting married, and having children. Straying away from that path often feels like taking a steep and risky road. But what we rarely think about is the risk of staying on that path. The risk of settling for a job you do not love, a boss you do not respect, or a relationship that does not make you happy. We never truly consider that risk, and one of the best ways to figure out whether staying on the default path is a mistake is by asking yourself this question. If you were not already in your current position, if you did not already have your current job, your current boss, or your current relationship, would you actively choose those things again? For example, would you apply for your current job today? If the answer is no, then you need to change something, because if you do not, there is a very high chance that later in life you will feel regret or the pain of missed opportunities. By the way, most of this comes from asking yourself the right questions, and I believe one of the most important skills anyone can have is curiosity. Becoming someone who constantly learns and thinks more deeply will help you ask better questions and escape the wrong paths you may have fallen into. The fifth mistake is feeling sorry for yourself. There were many times when I felt like I had failed at something or had genuinely failed, and I thought it was the end of the world. I thought I was not good enough, that nothing I tried would ever work, and that I should just give up completely and stick to what I already knew. I constantly played the victim, and because of that, whenever things went wrong, it took me a very long time to recover because I became paralyzed by the fear of making another wrong decision or failing again. But honestly, the best time to fail is in your 20s and 30s because the fall is not actually that hard, and you can rebuild yourself very quickly. Do not be afraid to try something. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. It is okay to fail. At least you will never have to say, "I never tried." Right now, I am making YouTube videos and sharing my experiences. Very few people watch them, and I do not even have subscribers yet. It does not matter at all. As long as this is something I want to do, I will continue doing it. Even if I fail, I will be able to say that I tried and failed. I know that I am constantly trying new things and pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. We all fail, and that is normal. It is part of the process. Sometimes you have to fail in order to reach the top. So I guess this is the kind of video I wish someone had given me when I first entered my 20s. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, do not forget to subscribe. See you again soon.